how it works for people who've not come across it before is by asking like targeted questions so that you can kind of help figure out for yourself what it is that you're actually trying to address. How much time is it going to take me to achieve this goal? How is this going to impact me and others? Like, am I doing this for myself or other people? Like, I feel like that's something that I hadn't really thought about before, kind of throughout my academic journey, because I feel like often going through school and going through university, there's this kind of sense of this is the expected track that you're meant to be following. And so just having something ask me the question of like, are you doing this for yourself or something else, was actually really powerful, because I was like, oh yeah, like this should be about me and my journey and what I want to do. So I feel like it took maybe a bit of getting used to, but only because kind of that way of thinking of kind of doing things for other people and just doing what's expected of you was so ingrained. And then once I started getting these questions and kind of challenging my mindset, I was like, this is a really useful tool for helping me think about how I can actually grow. And because it was guided by me as well, that was quite an empowering experience.
Can you tell me more about that? Like, you were guiding the process?
Yeah, so because it's guided by your responses to questions and it responds to like exactly your wording, that was really cool. And I like the fact that the AI will literally, like, it will present your words back to you, like it will pick out specific phrases and be like, let's talk about this thing. So that was really useful, because I hadn't necessarily thought about the way that I was wording things. Like when I speak, and I'm doing it a lot now, like I notice that I use qualifiers a lot, like a lot. And so having those pulled up in writing, where I would say something like, oh, I guess this, and it would say something like, oh, if you're guessing, that's good, because it means you're using your intuition. I was like, oh, that's cool. I hadn't, because on one hand, that kind of qualifying thing that I do comes from, I don't know, I always kind of thought maybe that comes from a place of self-doubt. So to have it kind of reframed in that way, and kind of have the AI unpick, or not even unpick, have me unpick my own mindset, was something really useful, because it helped me to, yeah, just reframe my, like, I guess my way of looking at myself. So yeah, that it's been a really interesting experience so far.
How is that process impacting your problem, your situation?
Yeah, it's helped me identify specific goals, I guess, that I want to be working towards. So like, I guess I have the long-term goal, which I started out with quite vague, like, casts. And so just by the process of being like, going through those questions and asking kind of, how long do you want to take to achieve this goal? What do you need in order to do it? Has helped me figure out a bit more of a well-defined plan, but also kind of realize that each step of the way is kind of, I'm still achieving something, even if the long-term goal is quite a long way off. I can kind of track the fact that I have been making progress and see like, okay, so maybe I haven't like landed a job, but I've got like things that I can be working on, and I've kind of created goals for myself, maybe like each day or each week, that I can see like these are milestones and I'm moving forward. And also through kind of like the self-coaching process through the AI as well, I can see through that as it moves through the stages, that I'm making progress from that point of view as well. And kind of like, not just in terms of am I achieving my goals, but am I kind of growing and learning and changing, like in myself and in my mindset. So I guess I suppose one big thing actually is that it's helped me realize, or I guess become more comfortable in the fact that long-term goals take a long time to achieve. I know like that sounds obvious, but it kind of is making me feel more comfortable with where I am right now, in that I still feel a sense of achievement, even if my long-term goals are something that I'm still working towards. It's kind of reframed that process as like the idea of an ongoing thing is like a positive thing, and that my personal growth is something that doesn't stop. And just because I'm working towards like a defined end goal, that doesn't mean that I can't take something from the process of getting there. So yeah, I suppose it's not so much about how does this directly help me achieve my goal, but like how does it kind of reframe that whole process for me of like what does it mean to kind of achieve your goals, and just feeling comfortable with being on that journey.
Do you think it would have taken more time if you were doing that alone?
Yeah, I do think so. I think it has given me more of a sense of direction. But also I think it helps me think more creatively, I guess, about like the situation I'm in and the issues that I'm kind of trying to deal with, which by myself, I probably would have stayed in a similar kind of mindset of, I haven't achieved my goals. What do I do with my life now? Yeah, it's been a really useful tool for, I guess, speeding up the process, but also like making the process itself actually enjoyable.